Hello and welcome to Cosmoteer. My name is Pooks and today I'm just doing a short video doing some testing. And this testing is all about the flak cannon, in particular a particular position of the flak cannon. See, I got a comment in my video saying that flaks horizontal are pretty much useless against nukes and that sort of thing. Part of the reason was because of the tracking, that the turret wouldn't be able to track the nuke fast enough to be able to shoot it down. And because obviously the optimal position of the nuke is when it's kind of sitting and acquiring its target and you want to lay in fire to it, which I agree, you know, we're not going to hit the nuke in its optimal position. But what I'm thinking is that it was going to pass through, get hit by the flak turret, and that the point defense will have weakened it by that stage. So that was my theory, and I didn't do any testing whatsoever to back it up. So yeah, today we're going to do that testing and see if that comment is right or not, because it's kind of an interesting one. There was also some really helpful suggestions about how to take on an Alexander, which is kind of what prompted the whole discussion, because what was happening with the owl taking damage in my Let's Play series was that you'd have a Alexander sitting off here, it'd shoot off a whole heap of nukes, and it'd aim for a weak point, so it wouldn't go for all these shields. It'd go through for this sort of area here. So what I'm going to do now is test to see what actually happens. So first, I'm going to just disable my point defense here, so it's only going to be my nukes that are shooting. And we're going to summon in a little bit of a boat here. I'm also going to set, there's no AI here. I don't want it shooting. So we're going to pause these guns as well. We'll keep the flak on defensive mode. That's fine. We're going to turn these into pauses as well. I don't think it's going to shoot when I spawn in an enemy ship. Okay. So I'm going to go for ship library. I've just loaded this from my Iron Man stream ships as well. We'll go find an Imperium combat ship that's going to have a nuke on it. And I just want a small one. I think it's one of these little guys here. I can't quite see fast enough. Nuke ship. I only want a small one to start off with. I should just order this by, you know, cost or something, and that would have done it. But yeah, we're gonna do that. Cost loader high. There we are. And we should start to see the nukes start coming in. It's one of these little guys has it. It's like a sneaky nuke that you can go up against. Is it this guy? Nope. Oh, yep. 2 nukes. All right, that's all I need. 2 nukes is good enough for me to start off our testing here. We're not starting with an Alexander. There is no way that I expected 2 flak cannons to be able to stop the full barrage of an Alexander, by the way. All I was interested in is to see whether or not they would stop a nuke or 2. That's all I needed. So we're going to turn around. I'm going to set my allegiance to be... Oh, we're already player 1, so we'll set the allegiance here to be player 2. Okay, so these ships now consider each other enemies, and there's those nukes. Should have set those to be target only, because it's targeting the wrong place as well. There we are. Yep, a couple of nukes. Obviously the flaks aren't defending against that. So we'll just position ourselves. We're clearly in range. And we're going to test this out. So they've rebuilt their nukes. These are control 1. That's good. And I'm going to target this area here. So it should cross the path. I'm going to slow down to be able to see this. It should cross the path of these flaks. And I want them to go here. So we're not hitting those shields. I just don't want it to detonate. All right, so our nukes are off. This one's too far off this one, but this one should cross the path here. And here it comes. Here it comes. We got nothing. So on the face of things, it sounds like they were right. But that's not a final test yet for me. This is not enough, no. We're going to do another test. I'm going to pause my firing, or we're going to cancel its targets. I'm going to get a little bit closer in. And we're going to come at a different angle, just to be sure, because what I was thinking is maybe it just hit the wingtips here, right? So we're going to aim it directly at the... Oh, actually, that doesn't really count for horizontal, does it? So we'll just have to get closer. We'll speed it up so we can actually get there in time, and we're not sitting here watching it scream. We can see our guys just reloading the nukes here. I will just say restock all resources, so we're all good. Got another couple of nukes to test, and we'll shoot in here. Okay, so this one is clearly going to miss anyway. They fired. They didn't take it out, but I saw the flash there. I should have slowed down. We'll restock again. Restock our resources, slow down this time. We should see another nuke fire off as soon as these guys sit in their seats. Fire the missiles. Go up to half speed. Yep. Fire there, man. Whenever you're ready. Apparently there's a... Oh, we're waiting for the reload speed because normally that's not a factor. Alright, so this guy's going to come in. Yep. They were able to acquire the target. They both got shots off. I'm wondering if it actually destroyed it or if that's still an impact. I'm not sure about the graphical concerns. But it did shoot. So the turret tracking speed is not necessarily a factor. What was a factor, of course, is that, hey, you know, these nukes will have still survived. I'm going to switch our PD over to be fine again. We'll restock our resources on this, wait for these nukes to recharge, and we'll see another shot come off. Up to full speed while we wait for those to double speed while we wait for it to load back down. All right, so these guys are shooting off as they should be. They're taking shots against the nuke. They're weakening them down. It's coming in. It's gonna make it. I don't think it actually properly detonated. I think it did detonate because we've still got a shield damage. Okay, so we know that in the owl from this experiment that this is not working 100%. It's not great. But is the concept invalid, right? If we had a different layout, if we had a different ship, would it work? So I'm going to pause the recording now and I'm going to design something and we'll come back and we'll test it out that way. Okay, and we're back. So what we're now looking at is a full Alexander. You can see we've got all the nukes. I've disabled most of the weapons or otherwise sent them to fire at target. I'm not going to use the exterior nukes. I'm just going to go with the internal ones because I don't want these to shoot off the side and then damage it this way. I want some control around this guy. We're not going to start off with firing all nukes as well. We've then got Horizontal Flak Cannons. These are all just set to their AI2 and I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 flak cannons. So there's a fair number of them. They're all horizontally pointed and they're all set to defensive fire only. Then we've got a wall of armor. That's what we're going to be firing at here. So fairly straightforward. There's a few thrusters to just try and keep things in position because there is a little bit of physics that goes on. So if I just go with these two nukes here and do a fire at target, and we'll slow down again just so we're actually able to observe this. We should see these nukes fire out at any second. They're kind of sitting there acquiring the targets, nothing's shooting at them, and they're going to zip off in a second. Off they go. We'll follow them down. And... it still hit. 2 nukes could get past 13. No, sorry, more. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of these. I don't know why I said 13. Okay, so it's not looking good for the tactic, I have to say. So if anyone wants to repeat my tactic, it's maybe a really horrible idea, just saying. We're going to try again with 4 nukes and see if that actually makes any kind of a difference here. Now, I'm not expecting the results to be better, but I am expecting things to go horribly wrong. Off they go. Here's a flak. All of them make it through. Oh no, all but 1. Okay, so that answers a second question, or a question I came up with it. Do they explode still when they're detonated in midair? And the answer seems to be yes. So a close explosion to the defenses is likely to be just as disastrous as a far-off explosion. Alright, we're gonna detarget these guys. We'll just say pause and then target again. Because otherwise I would just keep launching. Yep, good. I'll just hit cancel on the Alexander to begin with. Okay, so a row of flak, even a large row of flak, is going to do absolutely jack all to this many nukes. We'll repair our ship, and then I think we're going to go for a reposition. So the second premise here was that, or the suggestion in the comment, is that if I built something that had like a row around it and a wall of flak, it will probably destroy all of the nukes before they even, acquire their target and launch off. So let's see. Now, there was also a suggestion that these are backed up by some shields as well. So maybe we should do that. I don't know. I think, yeah, I'd have to layer it differently. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, you're going to live or die by the sword, people here. So that's about it. We will try off with the 2 nukes to begin with. And just see if these... Alright, we've got the flak firing. Straight away, they managed to get rid of those. A little bit of collateral damage because even firing in the defensive mode, these things have an AoE effect. Yep, it's still going. Alright, cool. We'll restock the resources so this has still got plenty of ammo. We're going to pause these 2 from firing, and we're going to start off with a 4 nuke test. We'll slow down. Oh, no, that's the speed up. Slow down so we can see what's going on here. All right, they're firing off. Ah, okay. So what was happening there is a lot of the flak was being deflected by the structure here as well. That's going to be a consideration for anything blocking the shots, that it may have problems doing that. We'll cancel, we'll just, we'll repair off the Alexander. We'll restock its resources. And then we're going to go for the full whammy, right? We did 4 nukes. It handled it fairly easily. Oh, actually, no, that's not a fair test. We're going to go up to 6 next. We'll go up to 6. We'll see what happens. We'll do this sort of fairly. Go for the nukes. They're firing off. Alright, all 6 are out. We'll cancel now. The flak is firing. They're launching. Okay, so... And of course it went through and hit the guy behind. We'll repair this off. Repair this off as well. It's blocked by... Yeah. Hang on. Delete that. We'll repair it all. And we'll restock our resources too. And we'll have to wait a little bit for these guys to get back into position. So, the Alexander actually has like a nuke defense zone. This makes me wonder if point defense will actually do anything to the nukes as they're sitting in there. Right, let's test that as well. We know that a nuke or a flagship isn't actually going to defend against an Alexander because the structure is going to get in the way. If we can get rid of that structure, blow it apart, then it's probably got a fairly good chance. In the meantime, we'll just kind of tow that off to the side. We might want to use it again. And I'm going to go grab some ships from my playthrough that I know are point defense ships. And we're going to get in the good old Anthony and the good old Bronnan can kind of sit here. We will repair all here. We'll sit these guys so their allegiance is 2. So they're now against me. And we're going to do the same test with 2 nukes against, say, targeting the Anthony first. All right. Ha! Point defense bypasses the structure and attacks the nukes. So that's a point in favor of point defense instead of flak, right? Because they will handle, they'll go through that structure defense when you're going up against an Alexander. Maybe not against nukes in general, but we'll see how these 2 guys go against 4 nukes. They're firing off. I know there's going to be a limit here, but I'm just kind of interested to see, right? So there's a few. Now the point defense is probably running out of battery at this point. Yep, here's the first nuke off. Here's the second nuke off. And the whole thing blows up. Okay, we'll delete that out of the game as well. Now, I'm thinking, what if, final test here, because I just want to make it fair. Let's say that that's a bug, right, with the flak cannons, and it's gonna, yep, maybe at the moment it's not there, but maybe in the future it won't be a thing that blocks shots with flak. So we'll delete that off. We'll get rid of the Bronnan here, and we'll get back our Flaky boy here. This new name, Flaky boy. I want it to be there, and then rotate. Come on, rotate head on. There we are. All right. We'll speed this up so we can get in position, and I don't need to break recording this way. Yep, just tug it over here, peoples. Okay, so we got up to 6 nukes before, so that's what we're going to try with next. 6 nukes against Tuggy Boy. Deletes it easy. I kind of expected that to happen. That was really super fast. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next time, shoot them off. Right, the flak's shooting off, and again, it gets through those nukes really easily. 4, 5, 6. All right, so this will be a total of 14 nukes that we see shooting now. Off they go. The flak is firing. And it doesn't do anything. Okay. So the Alexander, if that is fixed, that means our flak is kind of superior. Granted, there's a lot more of it than the point defense we put in, but it does AoE damage and it does instant damage, and it's kind of meant to be. Now, restock all the resources so they've all got nukes. We'll wait for the crew and for these all to be ready to fire. I think they are. And I think you know what's coming next. Let's finish it. Realistically speaking, can a wall of flak, given that some of this is going to be taken up by shields and armor in a real situation, can a wall of flak block an Alexander shot? We'll find out. Here it goes. Flaks are firing. They're doing their best. I think these guys are maybe outside of arc. Oh no, they've pivoted correctly. But unfortunately, it looks like we're going to blow this ship in half. And it's all just gone through, and it's going, and we've got secondary damage there. I think that I think that answers the question. Nothing can block an Alexander's shot. Maybe some shields there, etc., and blah blah blah. Then you've got a fast reload time. You've got other ships coming in to help out. Bear in mind, we're not even firing off these guys. We don't have our own flak cannons firing. We don't have the lasers. Actually, they should have been firing too. So I think I'm going to call that case closed. Is that first, the Owl's side flak? Not a good idea. Not going to work. Not even going to block a single nuke. I don't know what I was thinking. Second, a wall of flak, also not going to work, in particular in the first shots, simply because of the structure. Point defense at the moment will have a better chance of taking out that initial nuclear barrage. But even then, a full barrage with a line of flak of 14 flak is still not going to be enough to block a shot from an Alexander. So the ultimate suggestion that comment also made was that you want a fast ship to just kind of fly by and take the shot and whatnot. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've learnt something. I don't know why the autosave is on creative mode, but there it is. And I will see you in the next video. Bye now.